Now this is the 18 industrial drill press, and this thing is a heavyweight. This machine weighs in at about 700 pounds. It's got a 2 horsepower motor and it runs on 220 volts. And it's not something you can move around the shop easily or by yourself. You want to get a friend or two to help you move this thing around the shop. This is a variable speed drill press. It has a number of great features to it. First of all, it's got a keyless chuck, and you can go through and set the bit size that you need just by twisting this one, giving it a little bit of a crank here. You've got a knurled knob right here to go through and tighten that down. You've also got a nice light here on the machine that allows you to go through and illuminate your work surface. Nice heavy-duty cast iron table. This one's got some heavy T-tracks in it. It also features a nice channel around the outside perimeter here, and that's for a drain. If you're drilling steel and you want to have some lubricant on your pieces, you can actually go through and pump lubricant. It'll go through the table channel here, out through a drain plug that's on the bottom side here, and you can drain that into a bucket that recirculates coolant. And again, this can be used for woodworking, it can be used for metalworking, and it is a very heavy-duty unit. Of course, cast iron on the table here, cast iron on the head, cast iron on the brackets. Even the hinge for the motor pivot is a heavy cast iron hinge. More cast iron right back here at the table mechanism here. This is the handle used to raise and lower it. And again, all cast iron on the knuckle, cast iron on the handle. We'll simply unlock the table. You notice that it has a large rack gear on it right here and a heavy pinion on the inside. And this simply raises and lowers the table right here from the crank of a handle. From this position, you'll also notice that we have a gauge here, and this allows you to go through and tip the table from side to side, 0 degrees all the way through 45 degrees positive, 45 degrees negative. And a nice heavy cast iron base. Incorporated T-slots in here so you can actually lock pieces down into the base here, or lock a vise or any other accessory into the base of the machine. Now the 18 industrial machine is a variable speed machine, and that variable speed is done right here with this lever. And you'll see that there's graduation markings on the front here that give you your RPM range. You'll only move this lever when the machine is running. And let's actually open the top cover. You can see this one actually work as we change the speeds on the machine. Simply pull your knob out, open this up, and there's a nice strap here to hold the hinges open. And you can see that it has a pinch pulley arrangement. And as you move the lever, it'll actually change the shape of the pulley. Let me go ahead and start it up and you can have a look. Now normally you would not run the machine with the door open. I'm doing this just so you can have a look at the pulleys and the way that they work, but make sure that when you're running your machine that the top cover is closed. Now, of course, if you have a nice heavy-duty drill press, you'll want to accessorize it with the right tools. And a drill press can take a lot of different types of bits. Of course, you can use something like this where you have a Forstner bit. You can use standard drill bits. You can use hole saw bits, spade bits, a number of different applications for your tool. One of my favorite ones is to use one of these little rubber expandable sanding drums that you can put the little sanding cones on here, and you go through and do curved sanding in all kinds of applications. But whatever you do, make sure that you do it safe. I often have heard a drill press described as a machine that will snatch a piece of wood out of your hands. And in order to prevent that, you want to make sure that you securely clamp your workpiece down to the work table. And I recommend getting a nice vise. You can pick up an inexpensive vise down in a lot of different places. And this is kind of a machinist vise. This will bolt onto the table into the T-slots, and the handle will simply lock your workpiece in. You can use this. One of my favorite methods of clamping a piece down to the table is to use a parallel wooden jaw clamp, and I'll clamp my workpiece that way, lock it down, and then clamp that to the table. It's quick and it's easy. One of the other accessories I've seen is one of these tables that bolts onto your regular table and uses an over-the-center cam clamp. But whichever method you choose, make sure that your workpiece is secure and that you're safe at any time you're using the machine. Now, one of the other applications that you can use is a wire wheel. You can use that. You could use a polishing cone right here. This will simply mount with a mandrel on the chuck, and you can mount a number of different types of polishing heads on the machine as well. Now, for more information on our Platinum Series drill presses, or for any of our machines, you can give us a phone call at 800-234-1976 or go to the website at www.lagunatools.com. Now let's go grab some wood and drill some holes.